Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hivemind StarCraft 2 tournament. Again, my name is Evolution Woodhouse, and I am here with you for game number 2 between LaserDrill and Scipio. This was played on MLG's Metalopolis, so without any further ado, let's just take it straight into the game. Spawning here on the left side, on the top of the left side, I guess you would call it, we have our blue Zerg buddy who just took game number 1 off of his opponent. We do see LaserDrill. Spawning in the lower left side at the 6 o'clock position, we do actually see his opponent Scipio, who just dropped game number 1. Looks like they're making some banter, probably about how I posted that MLG maps were forced cross spawn when titter they weren't close cross spawn. If that makes any sense. Either way, we have Scipio spawning down here at the 6 o'clock position. First pylon going down for him as well, continuing to chrono boost out probes like a boss. Are we going to see an early pool, early scout? What are we going to see from LaserDrill this game? It'll be interesting. He opened last game with a 14 pool, 14 hatch, or 14 hatch, 14 pool, excuse me, that led into him basically completely dominating game number 1. It'll be interesting to see if he can continue that trend through game number 2 as well. He is going to go ahead and continue to just set up the patrol box for his probe again. LaserDrill scouting his opponent out. Continuing just to chrono. I don't know if I like that, but then again I'm guilty of it as well. Because I'm not a professional, I can't multitask that well. We do see the gateway just about done now, and it does, excuse me, it does look in fact like LaserDrill going for the 14 hatch, probably 14 pool. There it is, 14 pool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So we do see the same openings coming out of both players this game. Look at that timing. Anybody notice that? He could start building that Zealot right away. That is boss Ehan timing. So we do see the expansion for LaserDrill is about halfway done, as is the spawning pool. Continuing DAT drone saturation. That Overlord deciding he probably wants to get out of there since he sees the Cyber Core is about halfway done. Although no Stalkers are going to come out yet, we do see Scipio going to go ahead and continue to just probe up. Making them probes. Making them probes. Probes and pylons. The expansion for LaserDrill is done as well. Going to go ahead and set both of the rally points on those hatcheries to take out the probe. There are 2 Zerglings about ready to pop, actually. And we do see the first extractor also down. Again, we'll have to see, and we do see at least a Stargate coming out again for Scipio. It makes me wonder if he's going to go for a play similar to last time. Now, notice that this map is a little bit easier to control your expansions on, considering they, it's very well known to players how to play this map. We do see actually an early expansion coming down now for Scipio. And again, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Zerg players, usually when they see an early expansion, they say, okay, I'm going to go take an expansion of my own as well. So it gives them a very, very quick third and basically negates whatever the Protoss player is deciding to do. And we do see actually a very late, I'm going to say very late in terms of when you usually see a fast expand, it's a forge fast expand, but we do see a very late forge coming down now, as if it was a forge fast expand, and he still can throw the cannons now, don't get me wrong, all of that stuff. LaserDrill does end up scouting the expansion though for Scipio. Zealot going to come down and clean up that no, oh maybe. Oh, and the run by with the juke and the overcommitment. Scipio with the almost overcommit there on that one Zergling. We see Warp Gate is about halfway done, and the wasted lift. And the wasted lift. I guess it wasn't necessarily wasted because it kept it in its place But again, we do see one Phoenix out for Scipio, as well as an expansion now. Now, I have seen players go 2-gate FE, 1 Forge Fast Expand, etc. But this is actually a new one for me to see a player go 1 Gateway, Stargate, Fast Expand, and then followed by a Forge. That's why I'm a little bit skeptical to see if this is actually going to work. This could actually be really, really easily countered by just a lot of Lings. You know, that was, for a long time, that was the counter to a Forge Fast Expand, is you saw your opponent FFE, you flooded him with Lings, because there's a good chance that he didn't have the force field control to take full advantage of it. We'll have to see how Scipio decides he's going to go with this. He actually does build a few photon cannons early to help try and prevent that. It looks like he is going to go ahead and go just kind of to pick off what he can. We do see Spore Crawlers down in the main of LaserDrill as well. Again, I'm not so sure that... Oh, and we do see a quick third coming out of Scipio. Again, and a third coming out of LaserDrill as well. This is kind of an interesting matchup. This intrigues me just a little bit. This expansion is going to get scouted, though. It intrigues me a little bit to see this, mainly because Protoss at this point is very vulnerable, especially with 2 Zealots and a Phoenix out right now. Any massive attack that was going to come would cause some serious issues for our Protoss player Scipio, but we're going to have to see how he deals with it. 2 pylons going up now at the expansion. And the fleet beacon. Are we going to see carriers? Are we going to see a mothership? All of which is likely, and we see more photon cannons going down. So now he is slowly but surely starting to secure his expansions against the Zerg player LaserDrill. We do see the expansions actually about ready to pop for LaserDrill as well. That timing is slightly behind his opponents, but we also see a Spire going down right there for our Zerg buddy LaserDrill. And again, the creep spread as per usual. It would be really interesting as if Scipio got really, really daredevilish and took a 4th, but I don't think that's going to happen. But he is on a quick 3 bases, and actually the Zerg player is now out of the window of being able to punish this. Like I said before, he was actually at a very, very good juncture where he could have, in all reality, just flooded this base with Lings and went from there, but he opted not to. Opted to macro up himself, which is not always a bad idea. Cannons for Scipio now going down. I don't know whether Scipio is scared of mutas or whatnot, but at least for this point in the game, it seems like even on 3 bases, this is a little bit of an overcommitment to the cannon. We do see, he is going to go ahead and just do some mass Phoenix play to make sure that Mutalisks never come out from his opponent, but we do see 4 mutas in production now, as well as the Anion Pulse Crystal from Scipio at this point. Scout. And we do see the Lings coming in right now. That is a lot of Lings. Like I said, this should have been done a little bit earlier to punish the fact that there were no cannons out. If Scipio, though, is content just to continue to make Stargate units, I see no reason why he should worry about minerals at this point. He can just continue to throw down cannons. The 3rd base for LaserDrill is up and running. We do see the supply right now actually favoring LaserDrill 100 to 82. With the range upgrade to the Phoenixes, it'll be interesting to see how Scipio controls it. That is one of those... and the fast 4th coming out now for Scipio. That does put him 1 base ahead of his opponent, giving 5 base. Oh, wow. Nita's coming in the backside to try and do the damage. Now LaserDrill does need to be careful. He does know that there are Phoenixes out on the map. And oh no, those Phoenixes are going to come in, and we do see the microing control. That Phoenix range is so powerful. It is one of the few abilities that is still under the microscope for Blizzard, though, to make sure that it doesn't get abused or used, that it's actually used for what they intended. And we do see that Mutalisk harassment for Scipio is, in fact, or for LaserDrill, excuse me, is shut down. The 5th and the 4th getting shut down for Scipio as well. LaserDrill saying, okay, I will give you your 3rd, but anything past that you're going to pay dearly for. Money for Scipio skyrocketing at this point. Again, I think he needs at least more production, whether it be Stargates or whether it be Gateways. He needs something at this point to spend that money. And at one point he was hoping to expand out of this. I'm not quite sure if I agree with that decision making, but I'm not the one playing. We do see the 4th attempting to go down now again. LaserDrill a little late if he tries to do the GAC spreading. That Overlord's just like, oh. And again, Scipio trying to force the 4th and 5th down. I'm not sure if I agree with this. We do get the cancel on 1. Will we end up getting the cancel on the 2nd? You know, it seems like Scipio is having a hard enough time spending his money as is. I don't know if expanding is going to help him do that. But he does not get a cancel on that 2nd Nexus. That's terrible. That is a huge loss for Scipio. That's 400 minerals that he does not have back. And the GAC spread coming up into the natural 5th base of Scipio, as well as the what used to be high yield expansion. Again, I think LaserDrill was content to just say, you know what, you can go ahead and have those bases. I'm not going to give you any more. We do see a mothership about to pop out now, though. That is a huge deal. Vortex is so good. More Void Rays continuing to get pumped out, though. Again, I'm not quite sure if I agree with this by Scipio. We do see the Robotics Bay and the Robotics Support Bay out. You know, if your opponent is, you know, if you're choosing and opting to go some heavy air style, it's not necessarily worth investing in the Colossus Support Bay or 3 Robos. This is a very strange style by Scipio. It's going to be interesting if it actually pays off in the long run. We do see him again going to, and no, he's not going to get the expansion down on anyway. We do see the units for Scipio going to go ahead and move out here. But the army caught way out of position for LaserDrill. We see the engagement going on. The Zealot's going to go ahead and get cleaned up. The Void Rays and everything were mass recalled back to his 3rd base. I thought actually for a second there they were hallucinations, but Scipio opting not to engage right there. So that was a lot of damage coming in out of those Corruptors and Mutalisks at that point. Again, I'm not entirely sure I agree with this play by Scipio, getting out the Colossus support and whatnot, yet opting to only get 2 Colossus and an Immortal. As you can see, he is, in terms of what he's doing now, he's pretty gas starved. He could actually stand to try and take another expansion solely for the gas, but I don't think it's actually going to get to that point. Scipio at this point is content just to mass Void Rays. Apparently he likes Nerd Alert and he listened to that song. We do see, oh wow, LaserDrill, you devil dog, you. Going ahead and taking the rest of his half of the map while not allowing Scipio to take his. We do see the Void Rays coming out, probably going to clean up these Overlords so that he can do that. This actually is going to make for a very interesting game in the long term. And yes, the Void Rays do end up coming up here and cleaning up the remaining the remaining Overlords and whatnot. The mass air army of LaserDrill coming up here to engage the Void Rays. Oh, and the Void Rays are actually getting completely demolished by this army. That is a lot of Corruptors to try and take on for Broodlords. Corruptors are not massive units, so they do not get, or the Void Rays do not get any sort of upgrade against them. Losing all of those Void Rays, that was huge. That was a huge loss for Scipio in that. We do see supply now 172 to 126. With Scipio still not able to secure his fourth. So the mothership's still just kind of chilling here, doing what she does best. And this half of the map is actually successfully Zergs. At this point, Scipio has not put on any pressure back onto his opponent, tacking down one more gateway. Although with 4K minerals, I don't know if I agree with one gateway or 20. He should have. 20 is probably a better number for this situation, but that's just me. It looks like he's oh, and he apparently is taking my advice from Beyond the Grave, because this is a wow. Apparently also he wants to do the triple upgrading action. I don't know if he can keep up with the production of Zerg though. LaserDrill is in fact maxed out right now, and that just kind of spells an end unless Scipio gets some good vortexes off on the army of LaserDrill. We're just going to have to see how it all plays out. Do you see some of the army going to come down here and... oh, is he going to... he is going to get some of these units caught. LaserDrill correctly deciding to back off. We do see level 2 air attacks incoming for LaserDrill, as well as level 1 shields for our Protoss player Scipio. And here comes the push. Colossi getting taken down, and the mothership is getting focus fired down, and it goes down. So no more cloak, no more of that stuff. Oh, and the army from Scipio just getting completely demolished here. Again, and again we have the boss mode immortals going to town. I would have actually liked to have seen some Hydras in this mix to deal with those immortals, but I'm not going to complain, because at this point, LaserDrill is still maxed out. The glory of Zerg. When you lose your entire army, you just remax again. These immortals are going to get cleaned up, however. We do see the Changeling army of LaserDrill going to go ahead and run across the map to try and see what's going on. We do see another nice-ish death ball coming out now for Scipio. He did finally get a Twilight Council, so he can continue to upgrade those units. He's also making sure that he's getting a good composition of each. He's finally spending his money. I was a little worried that he wouldn't there after a while, but he is in fact doing it, so... you know, props on that note. Still has not managed to take a fourth, however. His main is mined out completely. His natural is getting there as well. We do see the engagement over the middle here. The army's getting ready to meet again. Oh, and we do see the not so great positioning for either player at this point. LaserDrill is continuing just to remax as units get lost, but that is a lot of Void Rays. And it does look like LaserDrill actually managing to lose his entire army. And Scipio just continuing to push in. This is the power of the Death Ball at its finest. This is the thing that all Zerg players fear. This is why they try and deny that third base as much as possible. This looks like one of those times that Scipio's plan did work out for him, as he continues to clean up the middle of the map and just continues to pump units. Supply right now is still in it. It's actually in Scipio's favor for the first time in this game. We actually do see a bunch of Corruptors and other units coming out now. I don't know how effective that's going to be. That is a lot of Stalkers to try and take out. It looks like, oh no, and the miscue, leaving those Corruptors completely open to Oh my god, losing all of the Corruptors. Expect a GG anytime. Now that was a huge loss for LaserDrill. Letting those Corruptors get picked off by the Stalkers. Oh my god, look, the carnage has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, let the death ball push through. Well played, you deserve it. GG and good luck from LaserDrill. Now that was only game number 2, so LaserDrill a little bit ahead of his game at this point. But we see there the power of the Protoss Death Ball and the cool, calm collectiveness of Scipio, not getting too flustered when he lost his 4th, 5th, and 6th, I think, all in this game. He actually did lose, I think, at least one base on his half of the map in those 3 expansions that weren't taken. But again, we see that his build did actually win out in the end. So we actually know what that looks like now. But that is another tale for another day. I will be back in a few minutes with game number 3. Stay with me.